Good afternoon, Rick.
It's Tuesday.
Here we are again. It's Tuesday. It is, I think, is this the fifth week of 2022? I think so.
I mean, we're going to be into March before we know it here, right?
I know. Well, I think now that it's the fifth week of 2022, we have had enough weeks to sort of be able to average what is going on out there. And so this is this week, it was my choice for a topic, and I chose to give buyers an update on what is going on out there and so forth and so on. So the first thing that's happening is total chaos. And I don't want to intimidate people, but honestly, if you don't have thick skin, this may not be the market for you, because there are some things going on here that you will want to be in the loop on. And this is the thing, I'm not talking trash about other realtors, but unless you are in the thick of things and selling things and making stuff happen for, this amount of time this year or for years,
Right.
if you don't get an experienced agent or loan officer, they're not going to be able to guide you with what in the hell is going on to make the best decisions. So luckily for you, you're watching us, and we're going to give you that information, and hopefully wherever you are, you can best make a decision on what to do. So number one, if you don't have thick skin, if you think that you can purchase a house for less than $500,000, or you could offer less than asking price, this is probably not going to be your market, unless there's some other circumstance going on where there's a house that's been listed for several weeks and no one's making offers on it. Like 98% of houses are selling between 5 and 15% over the asking price.
And sometimes higher.
Yeah, sometimes higher. So if you're looking, for example, if your budget is 650, you should not be looking at 650 houses or 660 or 670. You should be looking at $600,000 houses, most likely, because they're not going to sell for what they're listed for.
Right.
So that's my one piece of advice, is to get your head in the game and understand what you're dealing with here. We have a housing crisis. There's not enough houses for sale. There's 10 to 30 offers, even more sometimes on each house. And this is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Don't get emotionally involved in the house that you're bidding on. And I'm sorry to tell you that. I mean, I don't like this market either. I've never had so many people that want to buy houses that I feel like I'm a ping pong ball all day, because it's like, oh, well, we wrote an offer 120,000 over asking, and we didn't even get a response. So I don't like it. You don't like it. Nobody likes it. There's no point in talking about how much we don't like it. We just need to get our heads in the game, understand what we're dealing with, and make sure we have the most up-to-date information. So number one, get clear about what's happening in the market. Number two, be prepared financially that you're not getting a discount, you're not getting a deal, most likely. Right. And the third thing is that when you submit an offer, you submit your typically, your pre-approval and your proof of funds. If you're putting 5% down or 10% down, but you have, $1 million in the bank, just show them your proof of funds. It doesn't even matter. But the thing is, the sellers are getting so many offers that it's really hard for them to choose who to pick. And it's not personal, but a lot of times it's going to come down to who's got the biggest down payment, which that you and I hate that, because once you're approved for a loan, you're approved for a loan. Doesn't matter what the down payment is. But unfortunately, right now, to be competitive, just show all of your cards. Make your best offer up front, because with 30 offers, if you make a mediocre offer, it's going to get lost in the pile. Hopefully it'll be presented. I mean, most agents, there's actually a rule that we have to present all the offers, but it's not going to stick out. You're not going to get any attention being mediocre. Just make your best offer, put all your cards on the table. If it makes you squeamish, that's the offer to write. Like if you're like, I can't believe it, that's the offer to write. And I don't make the rules of the game. This is just how things are going. You know, I had a client, I had 2 clients over the weekend stop by open houses, and they said that there were 50 people lined up when they got there, and they had to wait an hour in line to see the house. So
Well, you were
just,
talking about this, I think, over the last year and a half as well. People say, well, you know, they want to wait it out or see what happens in the market. Well, we know what's going to happen, and it's happening right now.
right,
And to your point, you have to go in strong. And but buyers don't know sometimes is that a seller does not have an obligation to give you a counter.
right,
So the logic of let me see what they say. Well, you and I both know what they're going to say, which is basically radio silence.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. And
They're
you're
going to say next. I mean,
yeah.
it is just, it's unbelievable out there right now. And it's better if you just know the truth and you're ready to deal in the truth. So yeah, you're probably not going to get, I found, you know, whenever I have multiple offers, I'll present them all to the seller, you know, as they come in and kind of give them their options. But, you know, everybody doesn't want to write 40 different counter offers. And so that's just the way it is. So that's my hot tip for today. Besides being approved for your loan, have all of your documentation into your loan officer.
Yes.
I know it's like people, they're not going to get real motivated until they find a house. But like in this market with things moving so quickly and the listing agent and the seller squeezing down for contingencies and that sort of thing, have all of your stuff into your lender so that you are ready to rock and roll. Update your pay stubs and your statements and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and for me as a lender, when I'm talking to a listing agent on those offers, you know, it's important to tell that agent we've got validated income, we've got validated proof of funds, we've got validated everything, and we've got to be really sharp on those numbers.
Yeah.
We waver at all in terms of that qualification, how that buyer qualifies, we're not going to win. Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's important to be, we talk about this a lot, to be very, very prepared and know what to expect, but go in aggressive, as you say, you got to go in aggressive.
Right.
And take your best shot at it. And in a market where they're getting 30 offers, you know, you've got to be front and center.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you, Rick. I appreciate your time today. And I hope that everyone is prepared and has their head in the game and makes their very best offer on a house. And pace yourself. Don't get emotionally involved. Just keep moving forward. That's our advice for this week.
Good stuff.
Thanks, Rick. I'll talk to you next time.
See ya.
Bye.